Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Another Monday morning. Do you believe it? Man, that weekend flies when you lay around watching sports and doing nothing. How's it going, folks? Black people behave themselves? Get the fuck out of here. Well, let's get right to it because there's so many shootings and so much shit going on. I can't keep up with it. I come in here, me and Jason are preparing for the show, and I go, I better check one more time to see what's going on in the news. You know, it's been almost 3 seconds since I checked, and sure enough, I'll just read this one right off the paper. Suspect killed, 3 officers injured during police chase in Georgia. Boy, we're making the news a lot, huh? People are blaming me. I don't know. 3 law enforcement officers were injured during a police chase in Georgia that ended with 1 suspect being killed, a 2nd suspect taken into custody. The officer from the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, Carrollton and Villa Rica police were taken to hospitals in Atlanta. Their conditions were not immediately known. The chase began when a Georgia state trooper clocked a car going 111 on Interstate 20 around 3:30 a.m. Now, let me see. Right around the Atlanta area, somebody going 111 at 3 a.m. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was a black guy. Now, I hope I'm wrong. But let me ask you a question. Would you take that bet if I said $1 million? I'll give you $1 million if I'm wrong. Would you take it? No, you wouldn't. Now, why is that? Because sometimes you can judge books and prejudge and all that other horseshit. I still could be wrong because I don't know the color of them. But you know the truth. 3:30 in the morning, Captain Brandon Dawson, State Patrol, said at news conference, the trooper pursued the car, stopped, and then the car took off. The trooper used his vehicle to force the car to stop beside the road, but the driver regained control and continued on. His passenger used a rifle and shot at the trooper's patrol car, striking it and disabling it. The 2 suspects continued in Carrollton County on Highway 61, where the passenger leaned out the window and fired rounds into a city of Carrollton police officer vehicles, resulting in an officer being struck and another hitting a utility pole. Richard said Sergeant Rob Holloway, the officer struck by gunfire, was flown to an Atlanta medical center where he's undergoing surgery. The suspects then continued towards the city of Villa Rica. Police Chief Michael Mansour said the suspects fired multiple rounds at officers, striking one of the officers 2 times. Officer Chase Gordy has been transported to Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. They're waiting for an update on him. Again, I hate to assume the race, but, you know, because the reporters won't say it. A Carroll County deputy, Jay Repetto, was also shot during the chase. Carrollton County Sheriff Terry Langley said he was taken to an Atlanta medical center with a gunshot wound to the arm. Langley said one of the suspects was arrested after a negotiation and is being held in the Carroll County jail. The other suspect was killed, but Langley didn't specify how. There are no suspects at large. Now the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has taken over the investigation. What the fuck? All this with the background of the Chauvin trial going on, which is the big story, because we had another shooting in Minneapolis. I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but Jesus Christ, if there's such a thing as false flags, this is just how they would be laid out. I'm not saying that's what this is, but as somebody once said, can things go wrong this perfectly? It's very fucking weird. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying. It's just too fucking weird. I mean, you have to admit this. Whoever the powers that be are that want us at each other's throats are hitting a grand slam for the last fucking year. And as far as the COVID thing and then the stolen election and then the January 6th Capitol incident, those, I don't give a fuck what you say. Those are fucking orchestrated like a goddamn Rockettes concert. So we had the big shooting in Minneapolis. The National Guard was deployed in Minneapolis as hundreds of people looted and rioted into the early hours of today after a black man was shot dead while trying to flee arrest just 10 miles from where George Floyd died. Here's some video. Poor Minneapolis, my God. Can you fucking imagine? Look at this hell zone. Oh, sorry, sir. Is my smoke bothering you?
They just shot another round of flashbangs and tear gas and peppers, bullets, and even with this mask, it got into my lungs and eyes.
Whose side are you on?
Flashbang hit right by my feet as I was trying to photograph the guy up there.
Maybe a journalist? I don't know.
Pretty hectic right now, guys.
Fucking Minneapolis, my God. All right. The fatal shooting of the 20-year-old Dante Wright in Brooklyn Center came as the Twin Cities was already in a state of high alert over the trial of ex-cop Derek Chauvin charged with Floyd's murder last May. God help us. I want you to get a good look at this picture because this is the one the mainstream media will show you guys. The good dad or whatever. Maybe it's his nephew or his kid. I don't know. Charged anyways. Wright had been pulled over Sunday afternoon for an outstanding warrant and was shot after jumping back into his car and trying to race away. And again, that'll be the fact that the mainstream media will ignore. Well, you have to kill him. Crashing to a stop after driving several blocks. Again, ignoring the fucking cops, not doing the right thing. It's all like a bad replay.
Oh, fucking idiot.
Within hours of Wright's 2 p.m. fatal shooting, at least 500 protesters, boy, they're just laying around waiting for shit, had taken to the streets, none of them too busy to work, according to the Tribune. Many looting and trashing up to at least 20 stores. Hey.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
As many carried Black Lives Matter banners through the streets, protesters jumped on top of police vehicles and started throwing rocks and other projectiles because they're so scared of the police, right? That's what they always say. At officers. Police fought back against the violent protesters with tear gas, flashbangs, egg farts. No, rubber bullets. Here's the problem. See, pepper spray, can I just say this is very un-American of me? And I'm always for non-lethal ways of doing it. I can't even say what I was about to say, but I don't know. Google China and how they quell shit like this. Anyways, about 11:30 p.m., Brooklyn Center police declared the crowd an unlawful assembly and said anyone who remained, including journalists, would be arrested. That was said on Minnesota Public Radio. So the cops are telling even the journalist. How can you tell the journalist to get out? That's sort of unconstitutional, isn't it?
All right, get out!
No, I will not.
Yeah!
I will not. The National Guard, where did we get them? From the Capitol? Was deployed. They surrounding Pelosi's mansion in San Francisco. The National Guard was deployed and arrived just before midnight, with officials announcing that more troops would be arriving throughout Monday to help quell the further violence. Yeah, good luck with that. Now, here comes the part of the story that made me so angry. I was seeing dots, like when you get hit in the face with a baseball. Governor Tim Walz, I suck cock and I love it. Look at him. It looks like Chris Farley if he got healthy and he was doing his motivational speak character in his 60s, 70. I can't talk too much cough. Governor Tim Walz, brace yourself, said he was closely monitoring the situation and was praying for Dante Wright's family as our state mourns, here it comes, another life of a black man taken by law enforcement.
All right.
Stop getting cunty.
Governor?
Stop getting cunty.
Do you fucking believe did he mention the cops who put their lives in danger? Huh? And it's not like he doesn't know that the guy took off and was not listening to the cops. If I'm a cop, Minneapolis is what? There's probably 6 left. I know they try to defund the police, but remember when more shit started, they said, oh, bad idea. Okay, how's your defund the police look now? If I was a cop and this jerk-off said that, is a very de Blasio statement. I would hand my fucking badge in tomorrow. Fucking work at Favor Shoe before I'd work for this cocksucker. Another black... Another guy who... Here's me as the fucking governor. Another black kid who doesn't know how to follow directions because he probably grew up with no authority figures, male authority figures in his house. Looting was widespread late Sunday into early Monday, not just in Brooklyn Center, a city of about 30,000 people located on the northwest border of Minneapolis, but spilling into North and South Minneapolis, the local reports noted. I bet you the lefties behind this are going, good, it's starting to spill out to where we want it to. Wright was shot after trying to drive away. Do they have learning disabilities? He's trying to drive away from officers who pulled him over for an outstanding warrant, police said. It was not immediately clear what the warrant was for. Oh, I bet you it was because he was black while driving, right, liberals? Is that what it was? How about he's deaf while driving? There's the good father we know. His vehicle traveled, and again, we don't want anybody dead, but fucking, at this point, I'm dead inside. It's really simple. You guys, I swear to God, 80% of these are fucking suicide by cop. I swear to God. You can't grow up in this country watching for I don't know how many years this situation play out over and over again, year after year, and then fucking do the exact same thing you see on TV, unless maybe you want to die. I don't know. His vehicle traveled several blocks before striking another vehicle. His girlfriend sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the crash. This is him. This is what you're going to see on CNN, MSNBC. But let's show you the real Dante Wright.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind. I'm not 50 Cent, but I got many every day. That's so big right there.
All right, enough. Wow. Will this country survive? Doesn't mean he should be shot. Nobody wants people shot, but I'm just saying. Live by the sword, die by the fucking sword. Waving your gun. Am I supposed to feel bad? What are the odds he'd probably shoot a cop fucking within the next couple of years? Pretty good, I'd say. Nick, you can't get that from that. Yeah, I can. Ay. Black dudes, we've been saying on the show forever. Pull over, put your fucking hands on the wheel, turn your light on, whatever. What are you doing? You can have all the protests, do all the looting and rioting, as long as they're cops and there's law and order. If de Blasio doesn't become president or whatever, although what am I saying? We got somebody worse than him. Cops are going to do what they do, and you guys are going to do what you do, and most of the time they're going to win. Was that the only incident like that this weekend? No. Here's another one. It's like a fucking, I don't know. Another black guy defying the cops. Police in Windsor, Virginia, pulled their guns, I love the headline, on a black and Latino man. Oh, no, a double threat. Immediately after pulling him over at a gas station for a traffic stop, according to body camera footage of the December 2020 incident. This happened a while ago, but it's back on the Second Lieutenant Karan Nazario, a member of the U.S. Army Medical Corps. And you're going to go, how could they treat a guy like that? Well, it's very simple. Just what I explained. Doesn't matter if you're in fucking you. And by the way, the days are gone where because you're wearing a military uniform, you love this country. We all know that. A lot of them just go, hey, I don't want to get a fucking real job and this is steady, whatever. God bless you for signing up, but that doesn't mean, well, you saw who Pelosi put in charge of the Capitol Police, the black guy who's a fucking out-and-out Marxist, for Christ's sake. Anyways, here's the footage. And once again, you've seen it a million times, and you, like me, must be shaking your head when you see this shit, but here you go.
Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country, and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I learned to obey. Get out of the car!
What's going on?
Get out of the car now! There's something wrong with the black man's mind! What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son. Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now! Get out of of the car.
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you
Pause,
should.
pause. I'm honestly afraid to get out. That's fucking lie number one. There's the big lie. We're afraid of the cops. You made the cops pull their fucking guns. And then they get into this stupid, I'm afraid of you guys. I know what you do to other... What a fucking crock of shit. I can't believe I'm being... Go ahead.
Get out.
What's
Get out.
on? Get out the car.
Get out
I
now.
have not committed any crimes.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
For a
for...
traffic-
You're being detained, okay? You're being detained for obstruction of justice.
Traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told
Really?
me why I'm being stopped.
Really? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off
What a
me.
fucking punk.
Get your hands off me.
Back up,
I
Daniel.
didn't do anything. Don't do that. Sir.
Get out of the car now.
Hey, sir.
Get out of the car now.
Sir.
Pause.
I'm trying to...
Wow, he looks really afraid of the cops, doesn't he? That's how you know it's a crock of shit. Because he's still not cooperating. After all the shit we've witnessed year after year, it's the same story. I haven't done anything. Yeah, you did a traffic violation. Ignores that. And like the guy said, the guys, the cops of that. Yeah, you're supposed to obey orders. I wonder how the military, when they see this, is going to handle it. You know, whose side they'll be on. Go ahead.
Get out.
Okay. I'm trying to talk.
Get out.
Just get out of my car. Can you please relax? Can
Get
you
out.
Please relax.
Get out of the car
He's
right
telling
now.
the cops to relax.
Now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on.
Daniel.
What's going? Hold on. Watch it.
Oh, not Cool Whip.
Get out of the car.
Just get out of the
Get out of the
car.
car now.
That's fucked up.
Get out of the car now.
Pause. That's fucked up. He just ignored cops for 10 minutes, their instructions, so they pepper. That's fucked up. No, you're fucked up. We got to show this clip that we did on Chris Rock, a sketch. How not to get the shit kicked out of you by the police. It holds up for the next 1,000 years. It's as funny as anything. But go ahead, let this guy.
Sir, just get out of the car. I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now.
My dog's choking.
Guys, fuck up.
Yeah. Oh, get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it again.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Can you please?
Get out of the car now.
He's a good actor, though.
Listen. Take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the. Take your seatbelt off.
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please,
Daniel, what are you doing? Get out of there.
please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is
It's really-
choking right
Get
now.
out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist? Corporal? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car.
That's scary.
Take your
He's a
seatbelt off and
lieutenant.
get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car.
Sounds like Alex Jones arrested.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground.
Ma'am. Is your commanding officer available?
Down. Let's go.
Still yapping.
Commanding
Let's
officer
go.
Available.
Still yapping.
Get on the ground. Get on the
Can you
ground.
please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's going
now.
on?
Get on the ground and you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on the
going
ground. Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this?
You're
You're
a
not
fucking
cooperating. Get on the
punk.
ground.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really
All right.
messed up.
Ay, 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 ay. What are the odds he had a father growing up? Or a mother or two? I don't know. I could look it up. I don't want to know. What? I don't get it, man. Anyways, guess what? He sued the officers, accusing them of racially profiling them. Oh, really?
Oh, poor you.
They say they pulled him over because he was driving without a license plate, though he had temporary plates taped to his window. They said they used force because he would not exit the vehicle. Yeah, I think the fucking tape shows that clearly. So what do you do if you're the military? Who do you side with? And by the way, a lot of ex-military guys go into policing. But that's going to stop too. But, keep it up with the city's defunding and not this one, this is Virginia. But I don't know. It's like they want to, I don't know if they're doing it to go, look, here's more cops misbehaving. They look at it as an opportunity. Now, here's a woman I stumbled over. She goes by Gothix, Gothix. She's a black woman, conservative, and she has figured out that this indictment of cops all over the country for the last, I don't know how many years, as far as black on white crime and cops shooting, hunting unarmed black, is all absolute horseshit. And she's figured it out. A lot of people know who she is, but I'm going to show you something. Excuse me. I had two videos. They already took one down from Twitter that she put up. And again, I've said this before, most black people get it. Law-abiding citizens, just like Barkley said, most black and white people, good people. But here's Gothix laying it down.
Going back to my original question, I asked you which of these names seemed familiar. If you were outraged about George Floyd, then you should be equally outraged to learn about Tony Timpa, a 32-year-old man who died by the hands of police officers. Did I mention that the officers were also kneeling on him? But if you look at the coverage surrounding Tony Timpa, it's clear that the story wasn't treated in the same way as the coverage surrounding George Floyd.
She's not going to say anything you and I don't know, but there's obviously a lot of people who still don't get it. And anytime a black conservative, the voices need to be heard. We need more of Gothix. Go ahead.
Race isn't mentioned anywhere in the story, and of course, Tony's death didn't spark international outrage. In case you haven't figured it out yet, race hustlers are not specific to black issues. There was recently a mass shooting in Georgia, and we can see how quickly the media labeled this incident as a hate crime fueled by white supremacy. But if you learned anything in my original video, then you should know that the media's job is to report the news, and they're not in charge of homicide investigations.
Mm-hmm. I'm loving it. And the clip that we couldn't find, again, Twitter's taking that down. You have to go to her YouTube or whatever. But there's another clip of her. She makes a point, and she's like, "Yeah, let's blame it on whites of something that's obviously wrong." She pushes her microphone out of the way, and she slaps the camera, and they put in the sound effect, which really caught me off guard. But why? Why, So remember Tony's name, the white guy whose neck was kneeled on and nobody gave a fuck. That's how you know it's a big con game, folks. That's all it is. And I'll prove that even more with the stories coming up. It was nice because all these all the stories sort of have the same thread in them. Headline, Black Snatch. What? That's what... I put it in for Jason so he has something to put up for segue to the next story. I put in these little headlines. Black Snatch. Black Snatch. It's not what you think. We don't do that type. This is a family show, motherfuckers and cocksuckers. Anyways, dramatic footage shows two men, this is in New York City, on a motorcycle, Washington Heights, I believe, which is northern Manhattan, on a motorcycle, snatching a chain right off the neck of a 73-year-old woman at a Manhattan crosswalk Saturday without even bothering to slow down. Why would you slow down? What, are you going to exchange egg salad recipes? It's they're committing a crime, you idiots. But anyways, let's take a look at la footage. There it is. There, right there. Grabs the chain and goes. Look at him go. Do we have real time or is it all just slow? Slow-mo?
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
I gotta say, I give him a fucking 9.5 on execution.
Bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do when Shelly John don't come for you? Tell me what you gonna do.
I love that song. I don't think that show's on anymore, right? Because it was too honest. Yeah, yeah, motherfucker. The shocking clip, they say that's shocking. In New York, it is shocking. It wasn't a rape or a murder. The shocking clip was released by the NYPD hours after the 1 p.m. attack in Washington Heights, known for its crazy Dominicans, by the way, in hopes of catching the brazen bikers. I don't have another video right now. The clip shows the two men pulling up to the victim as she crossed 190th Street. Oh, St. Nicholas Avenue. Oh, that's Beach Street. In Washington Heights. And the driver, who was wearing a black and neon yellow helmet and winter coat when it's 80 degrees, then fled north on Wadsworth Avenue, the cops said. The victim suffered minor injuries. No, she didn't. Minor injuries. And refused medical attention. And she said, I'm going to bitch slap those motherfuckers when I see them up in this bitch. Direct quote. That's New York for you. We had to show it. They must have circled her. They saw the thing, right? It had to be a little creepy. You don't just drive by it, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, look at that. She's got some shit on. Willie, take a left on 192nd. And I guess my point is crime is out of control in a lot of big cities. And a lot of the big cities are run by, you know who, gobble, gobble, goo, I'm a liberal fag. And they're trying to take money away from police departments and cut down. Can you imagine? Again, part of the plan to destroy the United States of America as it is. Even Larry Hogan. Nick, who's Larry Hogan? You remember Hogan's Heroes. It's Pelican Man. Larry Hogan is the governor of Maryland, I believe. Okay? Now, he's a left-winger because Maryland is as blue as my balls, his jacket, my shirt. And he is no righty. He's trying to pass some legislation so cops aren't so much, you know, they're trying to pass all this shit, making cops responsible for everything, you know, getting sued. He's trying to put a little bit of a halt to that. And he's sort of on the cop side. Even Larry Hogan, Maryland's Democrat-controlled General Assembly on Saturday, voted to override, I'm sorry, he's a Republican, but still, I mean, it's Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan's vetoes on 3 major police reform measures, which included the repeal of the state's police Bill of Rights. They were trying to pass a Bill of Rights for the cops. So when a cop does his job, he doesn't end up losing it for fucking whatever reason. Okay? Does it sound, in this day and age of riots and looting, and doesn't that sound reasonable? The legislature vetoed it.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, arkin spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
I'm surprised he's a Republican, but like I said, it's like Chris Christie says he's a Republican. But Maryland was the first state in the nation, get this, how ironic, to adopt the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights in 1974. Boy, we've come a long way. 20 states have followed suit since, but Maryland is the first to revoke its measure. The Bill of Rights had set forth a due process procedure for probing police misconduct. See, that's a no-no. Why should cops get due process? Can you fucking imagine? Supporters of Maryland's reform say they are needed to increase accountability and restore public trust. Are you guys living in the same country as the rest of us? One of the measures repeals job protections in the police disciplinary process, which critics said impeded accountability. It's going to happen just like it did in Chicago. Remember cops? They passed new legislation where they're responsible for almost everything. They don't get out of their cars now, and crime goes up. A newly enacted measure gives civilians a role in the disciplinary process. Oh, that's good. Let's let the people, I know it's of and by the people, but the people who watch The Voice every Friday night is going to fucking decide how the cops are. Oh, boy, help me, my mother.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
I agree, fella. Democrats said the measures are long overdue, while Republicans argued they went too far. It never changes, does it? The new laws increase the civil liability limit on lawsuits involving police from $400,000 to $890,000. And what do they make a year? About 60? Officers convicted of causing serious injury or death through excessive force would face 10 years in prison. Hey, good luck trying to recruit anymore. This is where we're fucking headed. Who would be a cop in their right mind in any of these major blue run cities? Senator Robert Casilli, Republican, describes the new laws as anti-cop. It allows for hindsight review of folks sitting in their easy chairs to judge people who made split-second decisions in volatile situations when an officer fears for his or her life and the lives of others. Couldn't say that better. So he hates this thing, just like anybody with a brain would.
I despise it with every fiber of my being.
The news laws make it more difficult. It says news. They meant new laws. Make it more difficult to obtain a no-knock warrant and limit the times they can be, make it more dangerous. And limit the time they can be executed to 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. Except for emergencies. One of the measures... what are they knocking on the door for? What? Borrow sugar? One of the measures expands public access to records in police disciplinary cases. Hogan wrote that two measures would go into effect without his signature. One of them would create a unit in the Attorney General's office to investigate police-involved deaths and prohibit law enforcement from buying surplus military equipment. The other would enable Baltimore voters to decide whether the state's largest city should take full control of the police department from the state. Yeah, because Baltimore's got a sparkling record when it comes to crime and shit. What is going on, folks? Separately, on Saturday, the legislature also overrode Hogan's veto of a bill that will ban sentences of life in prison without possibility of parole for juveniles. Oh, my God.
It's just so ridiculous.
Really? Again, what's that legislature focus on? The perpetrator's well-being. Piss on the guy. You're a young kid and you took somebody's life. You shouldn't have to stay. You shouldn't have to stay in jail. You've already eliminated the goddamn death penalty. Now we're chipping away now, right? And now, no, they have to come up parole regardless how heinous they are. What a fucking... Are we losing it or what? I'll tell you who isn't losing it. People who watch the show and contribute. What a segue. What is this, NPR? For just $50, I'll give you a Jason Birkelback tote bag filled with songs he wrote while he was in college to his girlfriend. At the $100 level, you'll get a fucking egg scrambler that you could get online for $6. I want to thank people who contributed since Thursday to the show financially, which keeps us afloat. Matthew Chalvant, Kentucky. He actually did a cameo, I believe, too. Thomas Lent, New York. Robert Murphy, Massachusetts. Allah Haba, Hamburger, Texas. Kurt Von Eschken, Minnesota. Mario Landry, New Jersey. Steven Springer, Canada. France Grissom, Oklahoma. Valerie Valverde, California. David Overbaugh Jr., Connecticut. Danny Garrett, Indiana. Ed Midgley from Rhode Island. Mozzarella. Mozzarella. It's a good name. Missouri. Margaret Rittenhouse of Texas. Michael Smith of Michigan. Jimmy Dempster of the state of Georgia. Harold Waits, Iowa. And new monthly supporters to the Nick DiPaolo show. Matai Tuca. Derek Johnston. Nicholas Mills from Colorado. Carly Riegling, Ohio. Jason Boothby of Maine. Thank you guys so much, all of you, both monthly subscribers and people who donate on a daily basis. Thank you again so much. As you can see, people like me are getting banned everywhere. I mean, for the love of my sister's ass. In our Libs Eating Libs segment tonight, a protest broke out across the country in the name of Black Lives Matter. What else? Black Lives Matter. The group's co-founder went on a real estate buying binge, snagging 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in the United States alone, according to property records. Excuse me, folks. It's the vape. It's a cancer, but it's a kinder, gentler cancer. Patrice Khan Colors. She's a co-founder, 37 years old, of Black Lives Matter. She also eyed property in the Bahamas at an ultra-exclusive resort where Justin Timberlake and Tiger Woods. What did I say to you earlier in the show? How all this race shit is you think fucking Farrakhan could have made a living? Al Sharpton? They fucking go on CNN. Where do you think they get their profits? She's no different. Other than a fucking exploding cigar hairdo. Fucking Mama Leach. So she's looking at a house on an island where Justin Timberlake, Tiger Woods both have homes. The Post has learned luxury apartments and townhouses at the beachfront Albany Resort outside Nassau are priced between $5 million and $20 million. A lot of money in that there fucking black-white conflict now, ain't there, boy? The self-described Marxist last month purchased a $1.4 million home on a secluded road, a short drive from Jason Burkle's apartment complex in the Pooler area. Huh? No, $1 million home, secluded road, a short drive from Malibu in L.A. That's another property. The 2,370 square foot property features soaring ceilings, skylights, and plenty of pictures of white people being hanged in the bathroom. And plenty of windows with canyon views. The Topanga Canyon Homestead, which includes 2 houses on a quarter acre, is just one of 3 homes Con Colors owns in the L.A. area public records show. This girl can manage her money. She's such a fucking...
Give me the money, you understand? Give me the fucking money, you hear me? You hear me? I gotta come here and bust my balls. Give me the fucking money.
Don't you love it? Marxists making millions. What a country. She'd never say that. Some fellow activists were taken aback by the real estate revelations. Hawk Newsom, a good friend of mine, he used to play tight end for the, they have a spell. Here's Hawk. He don't like no white people, but that's okay. Hawk Newsom, great name. The head of Black Lives Matter, Greater New York. Oh, he's the Greater New York chapter of Black Lives Matter. They're like Arby's, man. They franchise all over the place. Called for an independent investigation to find out how the global network spends its money. I think we just found out. If you go around calling, this is him, Mr. Hawk Newsom, quote, if you go around calling yourself a socialist, you have to ask how much of her own personal money is going to charitable causes, he said. It's really sad because it makes people doubt the validity of the movement, which is a good thing because it's a Marxist shit movement, and overlook the fact that it's the people that carry this movement. Yeah, okay, whatever you say, Hawk.
I know what you did. You're a damn terrorist. All right, just get the hell out of here, huh?
Hey, Hawk. Good news for you. The revolution got sold around 1966. It's going to be televised on basic cable. Last year, Con Colors and spouse, she got a wife too. She black, she Marxist, she queer. Hey, the wife don't look bad except for that goddamn fucking map of Israel on the side of her head. Last year, Con Colors and spouse Janaya Khan ventured to Georgia. You better not come near my house. To acquire, I'm kidding, folks, to acquire a 4th home, a custom ranch on 3.2 rural acres in Conyers. I wonder if my buddy Zook fucking lives near this house. Featuring a private airplane hangar. What? Well, you need one, right? After you shoot a cop or something, you got to go to Cuba and talk with Tupac Shakur's aunt about how to fucking... featuring a private airplane hangar with a studio apartment above it. Jesus Christ. And the use of a 2,500-foot paved/grass community runway. God, and I'm telling jokes for a living. That can accommodate small airplanes. That sounds very... Kill the white people! A lot of money in that there, killing away. The 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, about 30 minutes from Atlanta, has an indoor swimming pool and separate RV shop that can... What is this, cribs? It's like I'm talking about a fucking Atlanta Brave All-Star that can accommodate the repair of a mobile home or small aircraft, according to the real estate listing. The Peach State Retreat was purchased in January 2020 for $415,000, 2 years after the publication of Con Color's best-selling memoir, Why I Hate White People and I Hate 'Em Some More. No, it was called When They Call You a Terrorist. I'm called the terrorist. You got nothing on me. The fucking Pelosi and Biden are calling me and white guys terrorists. How's it feel, bitch? In October, the activist signed a multi-platform deal with EMI Records. A multi-platform deal with Warner Brothers Television. Oh, how'd it go? That must be a black-owned company now. Warner Brothers Television Group to help produce content for black voices who have been historically marginalized. Yeah, you guys are so quiet. We haven't heard from you in years. It is not known how much Con Colors received in compensation in either of the deals.
You fucking hypocrite.
Goddamn right. Last year, Chaka Khan, Colors, Chaka Khan, and Khan were spotted in the Bahamas looking for a unit at the Albany real estate. So didn't I already do this? Who did not want to be identified, told the Post. The elite enclave is laid out on 600 oceanside acres and features a private marina, designer golf course. Current home for sales include a nearly 8,000 square foot, 6-bedroom townhouse with a media room and marina views. Who owns that? The fucking founder of Antifa? There's no money in peace. The price is only available upon request, according to douchebags and asswipes. Con Colors embraced activism and Marxism at a young age. Trying to keep my anger. It started the year I turned 12, she said. That was the year that I learned that being black and poor defined me more than being bright and hopeful and a born criminal. But she didn't rise to national prominence until 2013, when she was spotted by none other than Quincy Jones. No, she was when she and two other activists protested the not guilty verdict against George Zimmerman, who shot dead Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black man who was as dangerous as any kid in that high school. I know that from cops, by the way, from Florida. Donations and pledges from corporations and individuals poured into the movement at that point. In February, the BLM nonprofit, co-founded by Con Colors, told the AP that they took in, get this, hold yourself, $90 million in 2020. From all the fucking idiots, all the white progressive, the Deborah Messings, the Patton Oswalt, the Sarah Silvermans, the fucking stupid corporations who are so scared shit of everybody on Twitter. That's who fucking built up their coffer, with $21.7 million committed to grant funding and helping 30 black-led groups across the country. That would be the NFC West. Black Lives Matter leaders would not specify how much money they took in from prominent donors, according to the AP report. Newsom of New York City's BLM said, we need black firms and black accountants to go in. Look, you can't even have white accountants. There's white people on your side, Mr. Newsom. They'll be gladly go in there for a fee. We need black firms. Look at how racist. He doesn't even realize it. And black accountants to go in there and find out where the money is going. Why, you want to end up in a shooting? He added that his group does not receive any financial support from BLM Global Network. Neither Con Colors nor BLM Global Network Foundation returned requests for comment. You go, girl. You got to like that she's fleecing idiot, progressive, mostly white people. Just playing them like a fucking, same way Al Sharpton did. Same way Maxine Waters has a $4 million mansion. I mean, it's just. We haven't talked about yellow people getting smacked around by black people. Why? Because, well, it's because it's white guys doing it. Really? You think so? What makes you think that? Well, Nick, I saw this thing called, online called Anti-Asian Hate Campaign. It was a video that was so realistic. I mean, I'm going to show you guys this, right? Probably to end the show. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't want to say trigger warning because I don't believe in that shit, but just make sure your guns are fucking locked up and there's no kids in the house. And I'm not even going to, I don't even think I have to explain. This is a thing about anti-Asian hate. You know how they put out these little clips, film clips. It's making me crazy. Just watch this and watch who the bad guys are and who the good guys are.
I do not want people like that here, so they are fired.
Why don't you crawl back to wherever you came from?
I'm an American, just like you.
Have you looked in a mirror? You are definitely not like me. Go home. Nobody wants you people here.
Said the black man dressed like a white man. Pause. I have to speak. This hasn't happened in 70 years in this country. Maybe 2 days after the fucking World War II. And it was happened. It wasn't a white guy. It wasn't in office. I can't fucking believe what they can put this out with a straight fucking face. Daryl Hannah and Splash. That story's more believable. I don't know why I picked that. Got her tits on my mind. Go ahead, roll it.
You are definitely not like me.
Just brought her mom in for protection. Any more of them, we'll have to call CDC.
Hey, that was a black guy. See how quick? Pause. This is called watching TV with Nick. Did you see? Yeah, I had to rewind it at home to see the guy that bumped into her was a black guy. He was on camera for 1/100, as opposed to the leading roles, the white guys who are going to get their SAG cards. Go ahead.
Everyone, please sit. Close your eyes. So one cold night, a woman takes her newborn baby, wrapped in a blanket, places him under a tree.
Yeah, it's mostly white women that do that.
And leaves him there. Maybe it was fate or blind luck that a young couple on their way home from dinner
an Asian
heard
couple.
his cries and rushed over. They took him
a white baby
in their arms and after some deliberation, they brought him home. They cared for him and they loved him like he was their own. When he was old enough and the time was right, they told him everything. He grew up determined to make something of himself. And he did. From nothing, he built everything.
Wow.
Now, if that doesn't motivate you,
who is this guy?
Nothing will. I was the boy left under that tree.
And you should have stayed there, you piece of shit.
This incredible woman raised me. Her daughter, Kim, has taken on an internship here. And I know that all of you will welcome them into this family in the same way that they welcomed me into theirs.
What about the white guys, though? What happened to my...
Except you two. When I was telling that story, did it matter if the child was male or female?
Listen to this.
Where they grew up, their race?
Nobody combs
There is
their hair.
no place for hate and discrimination in this company.
No, it's all in New York and LA, Chicago.
Tomorrow,
black neighborhoods.
you're both fired.
Oh!
When will we wake up? I long for the day when mankind finally transforms into kind.
Look at white girl, white woman, black
when
dude.
We open not just our eyes,
Asian, white,
but our hearts
Asian,
to see beyond the
black
hue
fella,
of man.
all that virtuousness.
And realize we are all
one guy had a
hue
white tattoo.
Man.
All right, get it off before I throw up.
You listening?
Yeah?
Your mother sucks fucking big fucking elephant dicks. You got that?
Yeah, but she took a white kid home and raised it. What are you talking about? That wasn't very nice.
Are you interested in the real story?
Yes. I get the real story by watching, I don't know, I go online and I put black on yellow crime. And thousands upon thousands of videos come up of black and brown people. You can go on the FBI website and find out that they commit almost 90% of the anti-Asian hate that we're experiencing. Not white guys in offices. That's all make-believe. You're an evil cocksucker. Fuck you.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
He's talking about that
Everyone
guy,
in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, may your sister get pregnant by a yak in fucking Pakistan, you dirty, filthy. I went to a site called Yellow on Yellow Action. I thought it was Asians broads getting all naked and shit, but it was more violence. Irvine police arrested, let's stay on the Asian thing, Michael Sangbong Ri. You think his last name's really Lee in this area? Nick, I can't believe that was too easy. Shut it. A 37-year-old Asian male on Friday night for kidnapping with intent to commit sexual assault against an Asian woman. In a press release, Irvine Police Department said that Ree forced the woman at gunpoint into the back of her car when she was outside her apartment complex Thursday afternoon. After committing sexual battery on the woman, Ree fled when she alerted a nearby maintenance worker. Ree was later arrested and is currently being held on $1 million bail. A BB gun, similar to the weapon described by the victim, was found in his apartment. However, despite the victim also being Asian, after questioning Ree, Irvine police detectives believed that he targeted the victim because he thought she was white.
I kill you right now.
Kill me. I'm right here. Kill me.
Okay, I come with two chopsticks. I shove up your ass.
Two chopsticks. Come over here. Talk to me in the face.
Like a somebody.
The detectives also believed that the attempted rape was committed in retaliation for hate crimes committed against the Asian community. Hate crime charges are being added by the detectives. Let's see if they stick. It'll go in front of some liberal judge to the complaint already in process with the Orange County District Attorney's Office. In the last couple of months, protests against hate crimes against Asians have been growing across the country, along with their prevalence in the public consciousness. Media reports and groups, including Stop Asian Hate, have spun, and here it comes, a narrative that so-called white supremacy is to blame. This despite the fact that almost all the perpetrators of attacks against Asians were non-fucking white.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm...
National File reported on published list of mugshots of suspected victims in anti-Asian hate crimes, none of whom were white. How is this not illegal? Do you know how corrosive this shit is? Whether you're talking about Black Lives Matter, lying about cops shooting or not. Do you understand how corrosive it is? I mean, luckily, most of us have brains to see through it, but there's enough people that buy this shit that it's only going to end in a fucking civil war. Despite this, the narrative that white people are to blame continues. Activists claim that white supremacy, in fact, pits black and Asian communities against each other. A BBC report on anti-Asian hate crimes listed a number of hate crimes and attacks, but only mentioned the identity of the perpetrator in one. When a Trump supporter, tech executive, hurled slurs at a family in a restaurant in Carmel, California. That's the only one they report. That's called cherry picking.
拜登之子，亨特·拜登。
Can you imagine being such cowards? It's called cherry picking, and the media has been doing it since I was fucking 20. And if you want to blame anybody if this country goes to hell, it's the fucking media. Case closed. Jen Psaki, you know her, Red Beaver. You know, you get that little red beaver in front. Biden's press secretary put the blame squarely on President Donald Trump for the increase in anti-Asian hate crimes. I think there's no question, she said, that some of the damaging rhetoric that we saw during the prior administration, blaming, calling COVID, the Wuhan virus or other things, led to perceptions of the Asian American community that are inaccurate, unfair, that have raised threatening, has elevated threats against Asian Americans, Psaki said. Can you imagine?
She's a malignant cunt.
Hey, Jen, did anybody stand up and go, hey, Jen, do you still believe that? Well, how do you explain that almost all anti-Asian crimes right now are being committed by black and brown people? You can go to the FBI website. Well, where's that reporter? Where's Steve Ducey? Whatever his name is. Peter Ducey, whoever, Kevin Ducey, Lucy Ducey. Just somebody speak the fuck up. And it continues. That is it. Great Monday show, packed with all kinds of hatred and fucking disgust. Don't forget Cameo.com. If you want me to roast one of your friends or relatives, go to Cameo.com. Click on my profile. Tell me a little bit about the person. I will make a minute and a half video on my phone. Send it directly to that person, telling them what a piece of garbage they are or what a sweetheart she is. Either way. Cameo.com. Don't forget thecomicsgym.com. You should all be there by now. That's going to be the permanent home of this show. Thecomicsgym, GYM.com. As far as my tour dates, go to nickdip.com and click on the tours button. That is it. You guys think it? I will say it. You're very welcome. We will see you back here tomorrow at the same time. Take care, everybody.